For the last 16 game on Monday. Let's have a look at it, because the bar has been very high when giving penalties. Yeah. Look, we didn't discuss it earlier because England won. The bar was really quite high with the Harry Kane penalty, I think, probably, which wasn't given.
The Konsa one earlier in the tournament.
And the Konsa one earlier in the tournament. What do you think, Gary, looking at it?
Go on, Gal.
I don't think it's a penalty.
Yeah.
On the bar that's been set in this tournament, I think sometimes those are penalties where the attacker gets a touch on the ball and sort of then the defender kicks him.
Yeah.
They're both going for, I think, what is just a competitive situation, going for the ball. They're both trying to make a play for it. I genuinely don't believe that's a penalty. I think that if Tielemans gets a touch on the ball and then he gets kicked, fair enough.
Fine. What do you think, Roy?
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah, I think, again, it's obviously very, very harsh. And again, for the referee to take so long to keep looking at the screen, and they take a long time when they usually seem to be a bit more quicker with their decisions. Yeah. They were looking at a long time, and yeah, I think it's harsh.
The whole thing took 7 minutes, apparently.
He's
That
looking at
says
long
it
enough.
all, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's doubt there, Poogs, because I'm looking at, is Tielemans trying to make contact with the ball, and is he impeded that? I don't think he's done that at all. Look, I don't think he is, because the foot, what he would have been able to actually put it in with was free.
Yes.
So I thought that when he went over, he would have probably changed his mind, because look, he's
they're
not
smart,
even...
Righty, don't they? They are smart with their movements.
But he's gone for that,
yeah.
Roy. I think that's exactly what Tielemans has gone for.
The more that the VAR looked at it, and it's the longest we've seen VAR look at an incident in this World Cup, the more he was re-refereeing the game.
Yeah,
and I think he went past that tolerance point of thinking, I've looked at this 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Once he gets past that 3, 4, 5, he's got to think, I'm re-refereeing this, I'm not sure. He wasn't sure. It took so long for him to send the referee over. Obviously, once the referee goes over, he has done a good look at it, by the way.
He had an equally long
look,
didn't he?
He had a couple of minutes, so he wasn't that sure. And in the end, they've sort of like stumbled upon a decision it's so 50-50 that and marginal.
You want conviction in the referee's decision, and again, he was certainly hesitating a long time there.
And then you have the player lying on the penalty spot as well, just to try and distract whoever it was who was going to take the penalty. I don't know how you felt. I always felt that Tielemans would score, actually. He is the man who did seem to control the situation.
He's produced regarding the equaliser, and then again, a big moment here for him. And, you know, Belgium we were looking at their body language at half-time. They just seemed out of it. But again, the substitution. And they have quality on the pitch, yeah. They lack that bit of zip. They lacked a bit of energy, almost a bit of fight. But they did get a helping hand. Yep,
the first goal in the 86th minute. It's the latest in any World Cup match that someone's come from 2 down to tie it up by 90 minutes. And Gary was saying a little bit earlier, to take off De Bruyne and then to take off Doku, who had looked lively enough. You're thinking, what are you doing? But fair dues. How many times has Roy told us that the best managers are gamblers?
Oh, definitely. Well, if you've got a player on the bench, we've said it ourselves, if you've got and this is a brilliant finish. And I think when he gets across defenders, he's so big you can't get near him. But that is a fantastic finish for a player who's not been playing much football over the last season.
This is just terrible goalkeeping. This is just terrible. No excuse. Tielemans literally, he's what?
He doesn't need to come for that.
No, look, he's not looking at the ball, Gary, the goalkeeper.
But, Righty, I'm a big believer in goalkeepers coming for the ball late on in the game to take the pressure off the team. But actually, there was no way that he was going to score from there with a header because there was no pace on the ball. If he just stays on his line, it's so low as well. It's such a risk.
Yeah. And if you're going to come, my old friend Seamus would always say, come with violence. He's got to fight that player. He didn't fight.
Take the attacker out.
Take everything with you.
Yeah, take the attacker. You often say that the best goalkeepers are the one those obviously make the fewest mistakes and whose decision-making is the best. That's an example of that decision-making.
I like nothing more than the last few minutes of a game, a goalkeeper coming out shouting, keepers! Yeah. They grab the ball and you go, we've got a couple of minutes now where we can get up the pitch. But if you're not sure, you cannot come. And like Roy says, if you are going to come, you've got to make sure you take the lot with you.
Well, you both had that in Schmeichel and Seaman, of course, to do that. It's easy to forget one of the great goals of the World Cup, which gave Senegal the 2-goal lead at the start of the second half here. And when this went in, we thought, brilliant goal for a man who had a really good season.
Brilliant goal.
He's made a start, and that's it.
Yeah, it reminds me of one what I saw Luis Suarez score, similar. Look at the chest. This comes so far on his chest there. And then it's the touch. You know, what's that, like 50 metres he's travelled or something like that?
Yes,
on
50.
His chest. The way he's taken that on his chest, the goalkeeper, the defender, they're dead because they're hoping he takes a bad touch. That's pure class. That's pure class there. And then from there, you know what, he's just laced it. absolutely perfect.
So easy to handle that by mistake, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you get the first touch right, he didn't give the defenders a chance to kind of cover for the original mistake.
Those Belgian centre-backs will get into that dressing room and not believe they're actually part of a winning team, the way they played today.
Yeah, there'll be a bit of thinking about their defensive shape for the next round as well. OK, next we'll look ahead to... Senegal thoroughly deserved that lead against Belgium in Seattle at half-time. Roy, they're playing with an energy and a purpose that Belgium aren't really doing are they?
It looks like a game too much for Belgium. And, you use your words there, energy, pace, a desire to win the game. They certainly deserve to be in the lead. You still have to be wary of, obviously, Belgium. They do have players with that little bit of quality, but they deserve to be in the lead. And if Belgium don't find something to zip from their game, then they're going out of the World Cup.
They look so flat. I mean, you look at the conditions, it's sunny there, but it's only 16 degrees. You'd think it was like 30 degrees the way in which the Belgians are moving. They look really, really fatigued, and they're going to have to lift it from somewhere because it's not happening for them right now, and Senegal are all over them, and the goal is a personification of that.
You'd think they were playing here, wouldn't you, Belgium? it's properly hot here. Right, talk us through what's going on here from attacking point of view.
I think, again, that was a pass, that moved it quickly, and when you look at them, Gary, they're not getting to them, not coming out quick. I think that's Castagna. He doesn't come out, and then, there's no reaction in the box from the defenders, and he taps it in. But Gary made reference to the number 4 in the middle there, Gal, where he's dropping back when everybody else is trying to move forward, or should be moving forward.
Yeah, you watch Castagna here now and you think to yourself, look, this is the toughest bit of defending as a fullback, but you've got to get out to Mane, you've got to confront him outside the box, you've got to try and affect him, you've got to try and stop the cross, you've got a running going in behind your midfielder's going to try. But in the middle there, Michele, he's 33 years of age, he's 6'3", he drops so deep. If you're a 6'3" centre-back and you've got a 5'10" midfield player that's basically running in onside, if you're going to drop deep and go deeper than the rest of your back four, you've got to win the ball in the air, and he just doesn't. And look, they're so passive, and they're going to get a doing if they're not careful. I think that Senegal should be out of sight already.
My annoyance with defenders, particularly full-backs now, is we talk about obviously the importance of what they're like in possession, but this is a desire from full-backs not wanting to stop a cross. And he's gone out there, but all he's doing, going another 2 or 3 yards. We've seen it with so many goals, the obsession with how good a full-back is in possession. But you've got to get out and try and stop the cross.
They seem to get 3/4 of the way there, but not do the last.
And then it's like half measures. It's no good to you. You might as well go all the way. It's an extra 2 or 3 yards. And it's costing teams. These are big moments.
It's half-hearted. And the thing with it is, if Senegal got to recognise that they've got a good chance to finish this off in the next 10, 15 minutes once the second half, because they're passing, they're moving around, they're passing at good pace. There's chances that can be made.
The only reason you do that as a full-back are 2 reasons. One is that you don't understand the position or your job, and I don't believe that to be the case for Castagna, or he's frightened of Mane and thinking he's going to get a do, and he wants to pass the responsibility elsewhere by saying defend it. But they're getting cut through on a regular basis, and this obviously from wide areas. They're getting plenty of crosses into the box.
Are they staying wide as well, particularly?
Yeah, the three front players, as I said before the game, they're a massive threat, but they're also being joined by midfield players. They're well out in front, Senegal, and look, they've got to go and kill this game off and not let Belgium get back into it, because Belgium do have a couple of players who can produce a moment or two.
But they're all looking at each other, the Belgian players. Again, we talked about Bellingham the other day. You need someone to give you a lift, maybe out of possession, go and win the ball, be aggressive, but they're not doing that. And I still think they're all still looking at De Bruyne. And you can't always look to certain players all the time, particularly when they're getting a bit older, so they have to find something from within. But they've lost that
zip. The only one, isn't there, who's showing a little bit if he may be showing the example.
Yeah, but it looks like he's got to get on it. He's got to beat everybody by running through, because there's no link up with the forwards. There's no link from the midfield to the front men. It just seems like they're just playing off the cuff.
Belgium's World Cup is rather fizzling out unless they do